Welcome to the Whitetail Woods. I'm going to be teaching you something today that you're going to enjoy. You see, I've got an assistant working with me today, actually an organ donor, right here. This whitetail doe is about to donate that eye because we're going to be talking about whitetail vision, and we're going to be dissecting a whitetail deer eye. Watch this. What big, beautiful eyes you have. There's her eye. Really about the size of your eye. About that same size. This on the very front here is the cornea. That's the cornea, and right here on the very back, and I'm holding it by, is the optic nerve. And this optic nerve runs through her eye back into her brain. Transfers all that data back there and allows her to have vision. Okay, so here's a couple interesting things. A whitetail eye, unlike ours, in our eye we have a pupil, and of course that pupil is in the center of our eye, and it is round. You can look into someone's eye and watch it changing sizes. It's like a lens of a camera, and of course that opens and leaves more light in, or closes and leaves less light in. A whitetail deer has a very special slit. It can open really wide. So it's kind of a cat eye. And that iris opens up and leaves in lots of light. And that lots of light means they have great night vision. We'll get into that in a minute. Inside of this eye is a jelly-like fluid called a vitreous humor. We're just going to open this up and we can see inside now. Take a look at that. You can actually see right here the little muscles that run the iris, the cat eye. You see those little muscles going this way and that? Same as in your eye. And they open and close the pupil. But this structure that just came out right here is the lens. A whitetail deer is a short-lived animal, and God did not put a UV filter in his eye. Our eyes, the lens in our eye is yellow, and this is a clear lens. Really interesting. I can actually see through the lens from my perspective, and it's actually magnifying things behind it, like a little dot on my finger there. In humans, we're able to change the shape of the lens just a little bit, which allows us to have both distant and close-up vision. A whitetail deer has terrible close-up vision, pretty doggone good distance vision. And the retina is actually this little structure. It looks like slime or something because as you open up the eye, it kind of sags. But it was a curtain that was hanging back here. And this retina is kind of like the movie screen. The lens is what focuses the picture on the movie screen. Now this retina, although it's not a open sheet right now, what it has on it is it covers up the very back of the eye, and it has rods and cone cells. Now, the cones on the retina, if you were to lift the retina out very gently, you would find that these cone cells are in a band, side to side. In our eyes, they're in a circle, and it causes what's called a fovea, and that means we can see at a little point. If you look at a page, you look at the word you're looking at, that word is in perfect focus, but around it is blurry. For whitetail deer, how it works is he looks at a scene and he sees a horizontal band like a ribbon that is in pretty doggone good focus all the way around him. He can see 300 degrees with these two eyes on the side of his head. So he's able to use these cones that are in this little membrane right here. He's using those cones for visual acuity. That's how he spots you. Right here, that looks like this loose membrane. If you were to pull it down, you'll find that it goes through, right there, it goes through onto the optic nerve and into the brain. Okay, here's the back of the deer's eye. And you see this little blue coloration? This is real typical. Here's what you have. So the tapetum lucidum in the back of the eye, where the eye shine comes from, it's like a mirror. And it's reflecting incoming light again over and back through the retina to double the available light. That's why we know whitetails have this vision at night that's probably equal to our vision during the day. And look how it's like a membrane there. See, I've got my pen under it. And it's kind of has a blue hue to it. But that's the reflector that moves that light back and forth and doubles it up. So how do we defeat this whitetail eye? It's quite an apparatus. Well, here's what we can do. We know that back here, in the back of the eye and the retina, their cones are coming across. We know that this whitetail deer sees only yellow and blue, and we know that they can see into the UV spectrum. That means you have to be able to treat your clothing so that it's UV dead. We use UV killer. Treat it so it's UV dead, so that a whitetail deer is unable to see the wavelength of your camo. So there you have it. The whitetail woods from the eye of a whitetail.